Hey Dad, so I bought this Viome full body intelligence test because I have a problem. I've talked about it here before on the channel. I've got hemorrhoids. I went on a carnivore diet and that really helped to alleviate a lot of the pain and bleeding that I was having with my hemorrhoids, but they're still there. And I haven't quite figured out like the 100% remedy to get rid of it all, but as I was on that carnivore diet, I noticed that certain foods really agitated, aggravated, inflamed the hemorrhoids more than other foods. And so I started kind of this process of elimination and realizing and noticing what foods were inflaming them. And so this is the reason why I got this. We were on a road trip one time. Let me tell you guys a quick story. We were on a road trip one time, and we stopped at the Buc-ee's in Texas. And if you guys Buc-ee's fans, let me know down in the comments below. But we went to Buc-ee's, and my wife bought some of those cinnamon sugar coated pecans that they sell there in the little cone funnels. I can't talk today. And so we were eating them in the car as we were driving along, and like a couple of hours later, definitely the next day, whenever I went and had a bowel movement, I noticed that those hemorrhoids were so big and inflamed. And then whenever I had the bowel movement, they actually bled. Was not fun at all. And so I realized, like I was thinking about it, because I was on a very strict carnivore diet at that time. And that was the one thing that I added to my diet to see if it would change. And I noticed that the pecans made a huge difference in a wrong way, in a bad way, on the hemorrhoids. And so I was like, oh, okay, so certain foods are triggering these things to be worse than what they could be if I was not eating it. And so as time went on, I kind of experimented with a few more things. I noticed recently that oranges, I don't know if it's the citric acid and all that type of stuff in there, that made them bleed all the time, like carbs, starches, all that type of stuff, really inflamed it. Dates really inflamed it. So I got this Viome test because they're supposed to give you like which foods are you the most sensitive to? And so I'm curious to know if I'm sensitive to pecans, to dates, and to oranges, because as I have been going through my health journey, I kind of changed from a carnivore diet more to an animal-based diet. And that's where you have all the good carnivore meats and foods, but every now and again you can throw in like some fruit, or some honey, some raw milk, raw cheese, that type of stuff. Mostly trying to stay away from seeds, which, you know, the pecan is a seed. Trees don't want their babies eaten. I stay away from leaves, like kale, spinach, all that type of stuff. It's just too much oxalates in the body for all that. The one thing that kind of surprised me, though, was the citrus. Whenever I ate those oranges and I got that inflammation going on. So I'm curious to know if this thing is going to say. But what we need to do in this video is collect the samples, which my wife is going to help me with because one, you got to do a blood sample. I'm not a huge fan of the needles. She's not going to help me with the stool sample. I think I can do that on my own. And I've done the spit sample before because I did an ancestry DNA test in the past. All right, so it's time to collect the samples, and I kept running into the same problem. The first thing that it says on here is collect within 1 hour of waking up before eating and drinking. Water's okay. And do not brush your teeth or use mouthwash. So whenever I wake up, I immediately go take a shower. I brush my teeth. And then I go and I drink my coffee that I like. With, you know, butter and MCT oil in it. And so I always kept forgetting to wait, to do this within that 1 hour without eating or drinking. And so what we did is I saved it for a Saturday morning where it was just a little bit easier in the morning. Things can go a little haywire. And so this past Saturday, my wife and I remembered and she helped me collect my blood sample. But I just wanted to let you guys know that you need to kind of make sure that you do this before, like right whenever you wake up, before you eat and drink and all that. So my wife's going to help me with the blood part. She has to prick my finger. I'm not a huge fan of pricking fingers. All right, this is the part I don't like. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Nope.
You ready?
Yeah. Think. Did it do it?
Yep.
Oh.
See?
Got it.
All right.
Wipe the first.
Does that bother you?
Nuh-uh, that's good. Need to massage it, and I can turn my finger the other way. Alright.
To the white filter.
Oh, to the white filter.
Alright, that's one.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. 2 down.
Might be able to get all of them out of this one finger.
Yay.
Okay.
Done. Alright. Clean it.
Yeah.
And
Placing the tip of the first mini vet into the liquid preservative, gently press the purple piston all the way down.
you put it into the liquid?
Uh-huh. Okay. Repeat with a second mini vet.
Close the tube, screwing the cap firmly. Repeat the process.
Okay, you're done. You have to do your saliva.
Close it.
Oh, wait.
Look, shake both collection tubes vigorously for 30 seconds to mix.
Mix it.
They have them in the same hand, shaking at the same time. All right, so the blood sample went okay, but now I had another issue with the app. In the beginning of the instructions, they say that you need to register. I'm not going to show you all my ID kit, but you register your kit right here so that they know which sample goes with which kit whenever they go to process it and everything. So whenever I was trying to register for my kit on the Viome app, which looks like that right there, whenever I put in the kit ID and I was going to fill out my name and all that type of stuff, the app kept crashing on me. And I was trying to do it like while I was on the go. So it was very, very frustrating, which is, you know, one thing that I wanted to let you guys know about, because as y'all know here on the channel, we're all about trying to alleviate some frustration, and this just brought a little bit of frustration to me. But I went home and I got on the computer and I was able to do everything on there, which honestly, I'm kind of glad that I did, because there's also a survey or a questionnaire that you're going to fill out. Probably takes a good 30 minutes to fill out, so be ready for it. And you want to fill that out on the day that you do your blood samples, or all your samples, because there's questions about what you ate the night before, the day before, all that type of stuff. So make sure that you have that fresh in your mind whenever you're going to do your questionnaire. But I did want to let y'all know that I was having issues with the app, and so go to a computer if you need to be able to get your kit registered and do the questionnaire and all that type of stuff. Also, you're going to be typing a lot for the questionnaire, so a computer made it easier that way as well. Okay, now we need to do our saliva and our stool samples. So let's go back to me on Saturday doing that. All right. Allow saliva to pool in your mouth and then spit into the funnel. Fill the tube with 1.22 milliliters of the spit. Okay, so all the bottom part. If you fill over the line, pour some out until it reaches the line. Add more if needed. Do not measure bubbles. All right, so we're gonna spit in this thing to the line. They say bubbles don't count, so I need a little more. I kind of bite my tongue to get some spit going. Tiny bit more. All right, that looks right. I said bubbles don't count, up to the line right there. So I think we are good. Now, carefully pull the funnel up and off the tube. Take caution, be careful to avoid spilling. Screw on the cap clockwise, tightly. Be sure the tube is properly sealed. Sealed vigorously. Shake the sealed saliva collection tube back and forth motion for 15 seconds. This is what's nice about making videos, is that you have a timer with you at all time. And then seal your saliva collection tube inside the clear plastic bag with the absorbent pad. There's a special bag for each, an absorbent bag for each one. Cool. Just like that. Boom. Alrighty, y'all, got the urge. So we got our stool one there. So this is the vial that you're gonna put your sample in right there. Of course, they have another absorbent pad that goes in the package whenever you're done. Tape measure. I'm not too sure what this tape measure is for. And then this right here is the paper that you put over your toilet seat that you're gonna poop into. So let's get this set up and let's see what we can do. Carefully open the stool collection paper by pulling carefully in the direction of both arrows on the side. So there's arrows here, and then there's arrows here. And I believe that there's like sticky stuff on both sides, and that's going to attach to your toilet, and this kind of V's down, if you will, right here, and that's where you're gonna put your stuff. So you want to make sure it doesn't touch the water. So if you want to be like super secure about this, you could flush your toilet and turn off the valve. And then you definitely wouldn't touch it because there would be no water in there. There would be very little water in there. I'm just putting my putting my finger down, putting a little bit of pressure just to make sure that it's not touching the water, which it's not, so I think we should be good. The next thing says, deposit your stool on the stool collection paper. First of all, I love that they use the word deposit. I'm not going to show you all that because that's kind of gross. Then we put the stool sample in the vial, which there's like a little scooper in here. I'm not going to show you all my poop. Again, gross, but once I get it in the vial, I'll kind of show you all that because we've got to shake it up and whatnot. So, all right, let's poop. But now we're going to take the collection tube right here. It says use the attached scoop to transfer one small scoop, the size of a green pea, not heaping, of the stool into the stool collection tube. And in the warning thing, it said add only one small scoop of stool as directed. Collecting more than one scoop of stool required may result in sample rejection. So this right here is the little scoop. Let's go ahead and see if we can get just a little. Again, this is going to be gross. This is probably the toughest part to make sure you get the right amount, but I think that looks good. This is what the picture looks like. Carefully screw the lid on to close tightly. Do not reopen the tube after the sample has been collected. You may flush the stool collection paper down the toilet. Wait approximately 1 to 2 minutes for the paper. So drop that on into there. I'll let that sit. Shake the stool collection tube vigorously back and forth motion for 30 seconds. Allow the tube to rest for 30 seconds and then repeat the shake rest 2 more times. It just says that it's not all going to dissolve. So let's do that. I don't know if I'm supposed to do up and down or side to side or if it even matters. Okay, we're going to let it rest for 30. Sorry, this is going to be kind of a boring part. All right, go for another 30 seconds. I'm assuming that's like little beads in there that are kind of like the, what do you call that, like preservative type stuff, like that liquid was for the saliva and the blood, but I'm not positive on that. Okay, rest for another 30, just to show you what it looks like. It's very bubbly, like a hot chocolate. All right, one last time, and then we just put it into the little baggie here, and then we ship it out. All right. All right. Allow the tube to rest for 30 seconds. Repeat the shake rest 2 more times. So yeah, I'm gonna let it rest for 1 more 30 and then we'll go from there. It says the sample will mix with the preservative solution in the stool collection tube. Not all particles will dissolve. I kind of wish that they would have said like the preservative, whenever you shake it, you're gonna hear like these beads rattling in there. Place the stool collection tube inside the clear bag with absorbent pad. Make sure to seal the bag by closing it securely. Store your sample at room temperature and proceed to the next step, which is mailing it out. Drop that on in just like that. Squeeze out the air, I guess. I don't know if you should squeeze out the air or not, because like in shipping, it's just plastic, so it could break, but if you leave air in there, kind of like they do with bags of chips, they wouldn't get crushed and all that. I don't know how delicate you gotta be there, but all right, let's go blood and the saliva into the mailing envelope. So I'll throw this one in there and we'll get this thing sent out. I need to still register my kit. I haven't done that yet. So USPS first class. My poop is signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay, it says send them as soon as possible, preferably the next business day. I'm gonna be doing it the business day because it's Saturday and it's early in the morning. Store your samples at room temperature before shipping. Your samples are kept stable in the tubes preserved for up to 28 days following collection as they make their way to Viome. Oh, okay, so just use the prepaid addressed envelope included in your test kit and send via. Okay, well, let's do that. All right, into the mailbox. Close it up. Flag up. All right, guys, we got it all sent out. I did the questionnaire, and I wanted to mention, I didn't know what that tape measure was for that came in the kit. They give you this right here. In the questionnaire, they have you measure your waist and your hips and whatnot so they know about the, size that you are. So make sure that you keep this so that you can do that if you don't have one on hand. It's very nice that it came with that one. So now we are just waiting on our results right here. Let's see where it's at right now. It's been a few days actually since I sent it off. Let's see. What's cool is that they can give you a tracking number and you can track it very easily if you're sending it out through USPS, all that type of stuff. Before they get your samples, they give you some information about foods to avoid and what to expect and all that type of stuff. So you guys can go and check out the app for all that. But I'm still waiting on my results. Whenever I get those, I'm gonna make a video of it. And I'm gonna put it right there on the screen because I gotta know if those foods that I was eating is what is on this list or not. So y'all go and click that video. I'm gonna see y'all in that video. Thank y'all for watching, and Dad out.